District. Seba Ncert. 2025 to 2026. Class 9. English Literature. Half-yearly question paper 2025 solutions. All questions answers in one short video. Group B. 46. Where was Margie's school? Answer. Margie's school was at home. Explanation. In The Fun They Had by Isaac Asimov, Margie studied at home using a mechanical teacher instead of attending a traditional school building. 47. What do you think a telebook is? Answer. A telebook is a mechanical or electronic book that teaches lessons and gives assignments, often used at home with a mechanical teacher in The Fun They Had. Explanation. Margie and Tommy's telebooks were futuristic devices that replaced traditional printed books. 48. How does Tommy describe the old kind of school? Answer. Tommy describes the old kind of school as a place where children went to a building with a real teacher and real books, and he thinks it must have been fun and exciting compared to learning at home with a mechanical teacher. Explanation. He is fascinated by the idea of children gathering together, reading paper books, and interacting with a human teacher, which is very different from his experience with the mechanical teacher. 49. What does Evelyn say about music? Answer. Evelyn says that music pours into every part of her body. She feels the vibrations of music physically because she is profoundly deaf, experiencing music through touch rather than hearing. Explanation. Evelyn Glennie, the famous percussionist, explains that she perceives music as resonance in her body, which allows her to connect deeply with the rhythm and tone despite her hearing loss. 50. When was her deafness first noticed? When was it confirmed? Answer. Her deafness was first noticed at the age of 8, and it was confirmed at the age of 12. Explanation. Evelyn Glennie's hearing problems became apparent in childhood, but medical confirmation came a few years later, showing the progression of her profound deafness. 51. Name the king of Afghanistan. What did he give to Bismillah Khan? Answer. The king of Afghanistan was Amanullah Khan. He gave Bismillah Khan a special medal in recognition of his talent and contribution to music. Explanation. During Bismillah Khan's first trip abroad, the king honored him to appreciate his mastery of the Shehnai. 52. Why did Bismillah Khan refuse to start a Shehnai school in the USA? Answer. Bismillah Khan refused to start a Shehnai school in the USA because he wanted the traditional music of India to remain pure and did not want it to be commercialized or altered abroad. Explanation. He believed that teaching Shehnai outside India might change its essence, so he preferred to preserve the art in its authentic Indian form. 53. Write about the childhood of Bismillah Khan. Answer. Bismillah Khan was born in a small town called Dumraun. From a very young age, he showed interest in music and learned to play the Shehnai from his maternal uncle, Ali Baks. His childhood was simple, devoted to practice, and full of love for music. Explanation. Even as a child, Bismillah Khan practiced regularly and developed exceptional skill, which later made him one of India's greatest Shehnai maestros. 54. Write about Kalam's father. Answer. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's father, J. Sheikh Muhammad, was a simple and hard-working man who ran a boat service in Rameswaram. He was honest, disciplined, and humble, and he taught Kalam the values of honesty, hard work, and humility. Explanation. Kalam often remembered his father's gentle guidance and moral lessons, which shaped his character and principles from childhood. 55. Mention the name of Kalam's school friends. Answer. Kalam's school friends were Shiv Subramania Iyer and others from his hometown, with whom he shared lessons, play, and childhood experiences. Explanation. These friends were part of Kalam's early school life in Rameswaram, and they influenced his learning habits and social development. 56. What kind of place is Innisfree? Why does the poet want to go there? Answer. Innisfree is a peaceful, natural, and quiet island with a small cabin, beehives, and nature all around. The poet wants to go there because he longs for peace and solitude, to live close to nature, and to escape the noise and stress of the town. Explanation. In The Lake Isle of Innisfree, W.B. Yeats expresses his desire to find inner calm by immersing himself in the simple and serene life of the island. 57. Why was Saint Peter tired and hungry? Answer. Saint Peter was tired and hungry because he had been roaming the earth, visiting people, and performing his duties. Explanation. In A Legend of the Northland, Saint Peter's journey of teaching moral lessons and helping people made him exhausted and in need of food. "58. What did Saint Peter ask the old lady? How he punished her? Answer. Saint Peter asked the old lady to give him some food, especially a cake. He punished her by turning her heart into stone, making her selfish and unkind forever. Explanation. The story A Legend of the Northland shows that selfishness and greed are punished, and Saint Peter used his magical power to teach a moral lesson. 59. How many roads were before the speaker? Which road did he choose? Answer. There were 2 roads before the speaker. He chose the one that was less traveled by others. Explanation. In The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, the poet reflects on life choices, choosing the less conventional path, which made all the difference in his life. 60. Why does grandfather want to take Toto to Saharanpur? Why does the ticket collector insist on calling Toto a dog? Answer. The grandfather wanted to take Toto to Saharanpur because he wanted to add him to his private zoo. The ticket collector insisted on calling Toto a dog because monkeys were not allowed on trains, and calling him a dog was the only way to get permission to travel. Explanation. In The Adventure of Toto, the grandfather's plan and the monkey's mischievous nature lead to humorous situations, showing Toto's cleverness and the grandfather's attachment to him. Or, describe the adventures of Toto. Answer. Toto, the mischievous monkey, caused a lot of trouble in the house. He upset furniture, stole food, and frightened people. During the train journey, he created chaos and amused everyone. Eventually, the grandfather sold him back to the Tonga driver, but not before Toto left a trail of adventures and laughter. Explanation. In The Adventure of Toto, Toto's antics show his playful and clever nature, creating humorous and memorable incidents throughout the story. 61. Amplify the idea of any one of the following. A. Rome was not built in a day. Answer. The proverb, Rome was not built in a day, means that great achievements take time, patience, and consistent effort. Just like the city of Rome, with its magnificent buildings and structures, took years to develop, any important work or success cannot happen instantly. One must work diligently, persevere through challenges, and be patient to achieve meaningful results. Explanation. This proverb teaches the value of patience and hard work, reminding us that success and progress require time and sustained effort. B. A man is known by the company he keeps. Answer. A person's character, behavior, and values are often reflected in the people he associates with. If someone keeps honest, hard-working, and kind friends, it shows he is likely good-natured and trustworthy. On the other hand, keeping bad company can affect his reputation and actions negatively. Therefore, one's friends and associates reveal a lot about one's personality and choices. Explanation. This proverb stresses the importance of choosing friends wisely, as they can influence one's thoughts, habits, and life decisions. C. Necessity is the mother of invention. Answer. The proverb, necessity is the mother of invention, means that when people face problems or urgent needs, they find creative solutions. For example, if there is no clean water, people invent filters or pumps. If there is a lack of transportation, people invent bicycles, cars, or trains. Difficult situations inspire innovation and clever ideas. Explanation. This proverb emphasizes that challenges and needs drive human creativity, showing that problems often lead to useful inventions and discoveries. 62. Prepare a report on the following with the hints given below. A debate competition held in your school. Hints. 1. Date and time. 2. Selection of the speaker. 3. The topic of the debate. 4. Participants for and against the motion. 5. Highly appreciated by the audience. 6. Conclusion. Answer. Report on debate competition. A debate competition was held in our school on 5th October 2025 at 10 a.m. in the school auditorium. The school selected the speakers after a preliminary round in each class. The topic of the debate was online education is better than traditional education. There were 2 participants for the motion and 2 against it. The speakers presented their arguments clearly and confidently, supported by facts and examples. The audience highly appreciated the performance of all participants with loud applause. The debate concluded with the judges praising the efforts of all speakers and declaring the team for the motion as the winners. The event was informative, enjoyable, and well organized. Explanation. A school report should mention the event, participants, main points, and conclusion clearly while maintaining formal and concise language. 63. Read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. Paper is one of the most important articles that we use in day-to-day life. If there had been no paper, our civilization would not have progressed so far. Great scientists write their thoughts on paper first and then carry out their experiments. Great engineers draw their plans on paper first and then build houses, bridges, dams, and so on. Great thoughts are written or printed on paper for everyone to read. If there was no paper, we would not have all the good books that are available in the world. Without paper, it would be difficult for the people to know about the people of another country. Questions. A. Why is the paper a most essential thing for mankind? Answer. Paper is essential because great scientists, engineers, and thinkers use it to write their thoughts, draw plans, and share knowledge, which helps in the progress of civilization. B. What could have happened if there were no paper? Answer. If there were no paper, we would not have good books or knowledge about other countries and people. C. Write the opposite word of easy from the passage above. Answer. Difficult. D. Mention 2 uses of paper. Answer. 1. Writing thoughts and ideas. 2. Drawing plans for buildings, bridges, and dams. Explanation. Paper is a medium for communication, learning, and recording important information, which makes it indispensable in daily life and progress.